In the animated film Anastasia, a young princess miraculously escapes the fall of the Russian Empire. She loses her memory, grows up as an orphan, and years later discovers her true royal identity after defeating the dark sorcerer Rasputin. It's a beautiful tale of survival and destiny. But what about the real Princess Anastasia Romanov? Was she truly missing? And did she ever return to her people? This is the story from the famous animated Anastasia, Russia, early 20th century. The Romanov palace shines with music and celebration. Little Anastasia dances with her beloved grandmother, the Dowager Empress Marie. But the joy doesn't last. Rasputin, a dark sorcerer and sworn enemy of the Romanovs, casts a terrible curse. Revolution erupts and the palace falls into chaos. In the confusion, Anastasia and her grandmother try to escape. But tragedy strikes. Anastasia hits her head and loses her memory. From that night on, the young princess disappears without a trace. Years later, a girl named Anya, with no memory of her past, searches for her true identity. Along the way, she meets Dmitri and Vladimir, two men hoping to find a girl who resembles the lost princess so they can claim a reward from the Empress in Paris. But soon, it becomes clear. Anya is not just a look-alike. She is the real Anastasia Romanov. Meanwhile, Rasputin rises from the underworld, desperate to finish his curse. With his bumbling sidekick, Bartok the Bat, he schemes again and again to destroy Anastasia. But destiny has other plans. In Paris, Anastasia reunites with her grandmother. Memories come rushing back, and in a final showdown, she defeats Rasputin once and for all. In the end, she chooses not a throne, but love, walking away from royalty to begin a new life with Dmitri. But in real life, Princess Anastasia Romanov never returned home. Her story, unlike the cartoon, had ended tragically in real life. Anastasia Romanov was born on June 18, 1901, in St. Petersburg, Russia. She was the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia. Anastasia was playful and full of life. Known for her mischievous sense of humor and her love of fun, she stood out even among royalty. Her life changed forever during the Russian Revolution. The royal family was forced to leave the palace and live under strict confinement. In July 1918, the Romanov family was taken to a basement in Yekaterinburg. That night, the family faced a terrifying ordeal. Chaos and confusion filled the room, smoke and panic, making it nearly impossible to see. When the chaos finally settled, the tragic truth was clear. The entire family had been lost. That night, their lives cut short in those dark hours. Anastasia was only 17 years old. After the tragic end of the Romanov family in 1918, rumors began to spread that Anastasia had somehow survived. The story of the lost princess captured the imagination of people around the world. Over the years, several women claimed to be Anastasia, insisting that they had escaped the basement that fateful night. The most famous of them was Anna Anderson, who appeared in Germany in the 1920s. She told a dramatic story of survival. Anna Anderson gained fame and supporters, and for decades, the world debated whether she was truly Anastasia. Many people wanted to believe the fairy tale ending. However, with the discovery of the Romanov remains and advances in DNA testing, it was confirmed that Anastasia had not survived the revolution. Anna Anderson and the other claimants were not related to the Romanovs. But the dark sorcerer Rasputin in the story, born in Siberia around 1869, Rasputin was a peasant who became known as a mystic and healer. He gained immense influence at the Russian court. Rasputin's influence over the royal family made him many enemies among the nobility. By 1916, a group of nobles decided to stop him. Rasputin was invited to a palace under the guise of a friendly dinner. Poison was given to him first, but it didn't work. Shots were fired, yet he reportedly survived them, only to finally meet his tragic fate, a mysterious end that became legendary, fueling myths around him. After the widespread fury of the revolution had subsided, the collective conscience of the people began to stir. Among the memories of loss, the image of the young, lively Princess Anastasia lingered in their minds. In their grief and longing, myths began to form. Stories of a lost princess who had somehow survived, returned to her people, and found love offered a comforting vision. Through these legends, people allowed themselves to believe that Anastasia had not only escaped tragedy, but had come back to live and fall in love among her people.